I have a vision of a group of people paddling these ocean waters. Paddling to protect their land. Paddling for what they believe in. The Great Bear Rainforest Youth Paddle has been a vision for the past 2 years. Finally, this vision is becoming a reality. And we are on our way to the Great Bear Rainforest. The issue at hand is our collective dependence on oil. It feels good that we are powered by waste veggie oil.
Smells like French fries.
My name is Kelly McQuaid. I'm a first year at Quest, and at our first club fair, Magdalena had a booth set up telling us about the Great Bear Rainforest and about a paddle she wanted to do to raise awareness about the Enbridge pipeline. So I decided to sign up and come on the paddle in order to help raise awareness.
My name is Brianna Poweries. I've always been thinking about traveling to the whole world, but I've never actually even been to the other side of BC before.
Driving for 2 days, 1,497 kilometers, we see the changing landscapes of BC. Inland, we drive alongside one of the arms of the mighty Fraser River, and as we drive west towards Prince Rupert, we are welcomed back by the lush green forests of the coast. Two years of hard work to get to this point, with so many moments in the last 2 weeks feeling like this wasn't actually going to come together. And here we are, on our way to Hartley Bay. I'm still wondering whether everything will work out. Hartley Bay, home to about 200 people of the Gitga'at Nation.
We're here!
I just want to reiterate what the goal is. It's a time for people that live in different places of the province of BC and the rest of the world to connect.
I'm really excited to interact with the youth from Hartley Bay, having, I guess, a shared experience, older youth interacting with younger youth and seeing how that goes and seeing what we can learn from them. The ocean in particular is my favorite thing. It surrounds me, and up here it surrounds the people that live up here and is a main part of their lives, and so it's very interesting for me to see and learn about this relationship that they have.
I love it. I've grown up here my whole life. Used to come here and hike pretty much every day when I was a little kid, so it's good to be back home.
It's amazing to be here, and everybody's out there exploring. It's really beautiful to see.
Seeing this, what would it be like to have super tankers out there, right in front of where we're standing? How would that change the experience of being in this place? The people of Hartley Bay were trained to respond in case of an emergency, in case of an oil spill.
The tankers would be going right across, like right in front of us here. And if any of the hulls ever ruptured on those and was leaking out concentrate, then we'd all be pretty screwed. And they said if one of those super tankers ever ruptured, they said get the hell out of Hartley Bay. I was like, seriously? That's all? It's like, we're taking all this training for you to tell us to get as far away as possible? Because he said there's going to be no more Hartley Bay if any of those rupture. None of us want that to go through. But in the end, all we can do is just keep trying to fight it.
And we're so heavily dependent upon the land and the sea for our existence.
The Gitga'at people have been here for thousands of years and hundreds of generations. When the Enbridge process started, we were the last community along the entire coast, let alone the pipeline, to be consulted.
We had the Enbridge people come in, and the elders were there, and I welcomed them. We welcome you because we know you're human beings, but we don't like what you represent. Earlier this year, I had a phone call from Enbridge, and they offered me $25,000 to use for the school. We could have used $25,000, but I said no.
Enbridge says that as soon as the oil leaves their pipeline, all of the onus is on the tanker traffic. How convenient, just so simple to do, to bring the dirtiest oil in the world to our coastline and just say, well, you've got it, we've done our job, we've got it safely to you. That to me is a lie, to tell us that they're going to safely travel through our territory and not harm anything that we have. These ships are longer than the Empire State Building.
235 tankers going by here, the super tankers. You multiply that by 2 because they have to come in and go out.
Used to be just freighters, but now it's going to be super tankers. That I can't even visualize a super tanker going by here. The backwash, day in and day out, is over 300 days a year. Loaded with oil or gas, and not loaded. So where are they pumping their bills? What kind of bill ship they got as they're entering our coast?
There is no benefits to the Gitga'at people in any way, shape, or form with a tanker traveling through our territory. There is none. And there is no balancing act either, because if you put the benefits on one side and you put the risk on the other, our whole way of life would be decimated.
I think that this place is really vital to BC and to Canada in general, because everything is connected in some way, every ecosystem is connected in some way, and there's something about this type of nature that gives you peacefulness just by sitting there and watching it. Often our world thinks more of money, and then we run ourselves into holes and we can't get back out.
What does Enbridge tell you that the ecological impact is going to be?
You don't have to worry, it's not going to happen. They've forgotten about the Exxon Valdez.
The Exxon Valdez catastrophe. We've actually had First Nations people from those communities that were impacted come to Hartley Bay and talk about what exactly happened, what went wrong. One of the communities that came down to talk with us was so badly hit that everybody involved knew that there's no way that this territory is going to rebound for these people. So what did they do? They moved them. It'd be like moving us 90 miles in any direction. Their traditional ways just fizzled out.
If any of that, any oil spill anywhere in our territory, that's the end for us. Our people would cease to exist, really, because we'll have to move out, and Hartley Bay will be no more.
The work that we're doing here is not only a protest and a rah-rah, no Enbridge, no oil, no globalization. I think those are big issues that all of us in the group that have come in have in the back of our minds and are things that we think about a lot. Our generation specifically, I think, is becoming more and more aware of the challenges that we will face in a few decades. I'm really happy to spend time with youth, realizing that people are looking up to us and we are here to be role models, because everybody's wondering who we are and what we're doing and where we come from. Moving the canoe was really stressful. At first, it was a bit of a gong show. We were just all lifting it on our shoulders. Everybody was different heights, so the canoe was like tipping over and tipping sideways, and my inner mom was definitely worried that it would fall on Joan's head. I'm just learning to let go a bit and let things happen and trust that people will help and things will be done safely.
Hi, my name's Philip Winter. I'm here as the ocean guide. Happy to be here. I'm here to get a feel of how the students at Hartley Bay feel about the possible tanker traffic and to do what I can against that.
Okay, so the plan is we're going through the pass and then we're going along we'll see how it is at the mouth of the pass, then we're going on the west side.
So on our long paddle day to Kiel, we're going to be heading from here out into Wright Sound, down Whale Channel, and coming to Kiel. It's about 25 nautical miles. Class 3 water is sparsely populated areas, longer crossings. If you have the wind going against that current, it's going to be making the waves a fair bit bigger, so that's definitely a bit of a danger. If the weather were to change too quickly or something were to happen, we'll have help right there with us.
Have fun! And it has begun!
It's a big push. Now we're picking up speed and it's a little bit better, but that first stroke is like
Reminds me of who we are as part of nature, which I think we forget a lot of the time when we're in the city. And I think places like these resonate with a lot of people when they get to experience them. It's something really special that I think people should take into account because there's not a lot of this left in the world. And so I say no to tankers in the Great Bear Rainforest. Look, tail.
Woo, thank you! Up there?
Is this me?
Go rainforest! Oh wow, look at the waves!
I am Lyndon Fisher. I come from the killer whale clan, the Blackfish. I came on the paddle because I thought it would be really cool to meet new people. It was scary at first because it was my first time ever going on a canoe and it felt like I was going to tip over. It's been great. I love the paddle except for my arms getting sore.
What does this place mean to you?
Just home. That's all I can think of right now. Really tired. 17 years. All my life.
It makes the whole issue really personal because they have taken us in like part of their family. So yeah, I feel like the difference that we make here is more like a combined effort and knowing that we support each other in what we're doing.
When I learned about the
Northern Gateway pipeline project and the super tankers that would go through these waters, it was just so shocking to me that that kind of project could be conceivable in such an amazing environment. It's a real honor to be here and to be invited and to be welcomed.
27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. 60, 61, 62, 67, 73, 74, 75, 76. 57, 58.
Driving speed! Oh my butt.
That was awesome. It was really wavy, the last section, the channel that we crossed. But we all kept really good time and it helped. We kept counting and kept the rhythm, and so even though we were going up and down over all the waves, it was fine. Being able to paddle through the waters and have the satisfaction of finally getting to Kiel and looking back and being like, wow, we paddled that far and came together. Pretty amazing.
I really like Kiel, and I love seeing all the different kids and adults working with each other to make this island a really cool place.
My name is Janelle Reese. I am from the Gitga'at Nation. My Somali given name is Mokskum Almit, which means white bear. My mom brought me here right when I was a baby, and I've been coming here my whole life. I wouldn't be able to function without my home. It would never be the same again.
This is where we come to harvest food. We get our food from and live off the land. Yeah. It's pretty great. I love it here. In our language it's called eants, but English it's just sea chitin.
You know, we were one and the same with nature, and the biggest thing was respect. Respect the land, respect yourself, respect everything. One of the basic laws or rules was take only what you need. You know, don't kill needlessly.
The way the people here sustain themselves and sustain their communities and the food they have is very important, especially when you hear the elders talking about how going to these harvesting camps is really a sense of community building, how they spend their entire spring there getting their foods to preserve for the fall.
Look at how elderly in this community of Kiel are working with youth. They're involved in the education of our young people. They're involved in promoting Kiel as a place to preserve culture and language.
I used to clean them and put them in those peanut butter jars, freeze it. My mother-in-law, when she couldn't come down here.
Hey, I feel it moving.
Squids. That's eggs, and that's the part you eat. Yes.
Oh! When I see eagles, I always think of my Grandpa Simon. His clan was an eagle, and whenever I see them, I always think of him. I think that's my grandpa soaring over us, watching over me.
In March of 2006, the BC ferry Queen of the North sank right here in these waters.
Queen of the North spilled thousands of liters of diesel that impacted our territory. We did not get compensated for that. In fact, every household received a bag of sugar, a little bag of flour, some cooking oil, and some crackers. That's what we got from BC Ferries for that when that happened. And yet we were not able to harvest for in excess of 3 years.
To learn about how an oil spill could affect the whale populations in this region, we are visiting Herman and Janie, who have dedicated their lives to study the whales that live here.
Don't worry, I think with every little thing, it's gonna be alright. Baby, don't worry, I think with every little thing, it's gonna be alright.
Cetacea Lab is where I was first inspired to do this paddle. Some of the Gitga'at had never been here before, and watching them learn was really rewarding.
Really super tight. So when you've got these huge tankers going through and you've got this wake that's going to go and just, it's going to take everything off the beach. That could destroy everything just in 1 year of taking away all of those eggs from the forage fish, like your herring and your sand lance. And of course that's what your humpbacks are feeding on and your salmon are feeding on. And as well, there's the underwater noise.
They create a noise underwater of 215 decibel.
Whales depend on sound. How we depend on sight, whales depend on sound. So sound is crucial for their survival.
What concerns us the most, of course, is the whole idea of the largest crude oil carriers on the planet. They have to navigate it safely every single time. There is no room for even one mistake, and that's the danger.
My clan is the killer whale, and they've been around here for a really long time. They're really important to us.
If this project goes through, we will lose a very important place on this coast for the whales. There's no doubt.
You can't disregard the potential that young people have. But really, what do you guys offer our youth? I'll tell you. They admire you. They look up to you. They're amazed by your beauty, in and out. I really think that they have brought a wealth of knowledge of who they are to you.
It's the best feeling in the world when someone comes to you and asks how they can help you stop Enbridge. It's just really amazing that other people care that don't live here.
It's been a long time and a lot of work and a lot of lessons. Definitely some really stressful moments and some moments of doubt of the vision, whether it is meant to happen, self-doubt in my skill of whether I am meant to be a leader of a group of people creating community. I mean, that is what I want to do. I do want to create community, and through this time of working toward this project, I think I came to that realization.
Oh, there's people out there too.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god!
Wow. Just a sense of pure power and awesomeness. Definitely lets you know where you are in the food chain when you're sitting in a canoe when a 30,000-pound animal goes swimming by you. I was extra proud because my oldest son Ethan was on that paddle. I want them to be able to share our culture and our history with their kids. It hurts me that my kids are scared for their livelihood. I really want them to be proud of who they are and where they come from.
Everywhere we go! Everywhere we go! People want to know! People want to know!
Who we are!
Who we are!
So we tell them!
So we tell them!
We are the paddlers!
We are the paddlers!
The mighty, mighty paddlers!
Mighty, mighty paddlers!
Do it again, do it again. That sounds cool.
I think it's important to get involved because it's not good to just sit and pretend that something isn't happening when it really is, because just by ignoring the problems, they're not going to go away. You have to be able to stand up and fight for what you believe is truly right.
Just the idea that we share the earth and all the actions that we do and what we take from each other affects each other.
So we all depend on this place. If we all stick together, I guess we have a better chance to protect what we have instead of fighting alone.
The beauty of this project as a youth paddle was really the focus on childhood. I really like what Cam had to say about you take only what you need and you use what you take, and if you do that, you can always come back. So the value in this place is that if the tankers don't come through, then it can last forever. And people can always have that childhood and that way to support their families.